Hey guys, it's Jen from HomesteadHow. In today's video, we're going to talk about our 7 most used gadgets and gizmos on our homestead. And we're also going to tell you a little bit about what's been going on our homestead. So you don't want to miss this one. Stay tuned. Let's get started. Alright, so this is the new tent we just bought.
Carrie and Jen here from HomesteadHow. Welcome to our homestead. We just set up this new little outdoor tent so we can enjoy some of the outdoor weather. Yeah, and we've built up quite a few little tools and gadgets and gizmos and things that we really love on the homestead. Quite a few things that we don't like that we wouldn't recommend, but these are our top 7 things that we use a lot on our homestead. And if you're a homesteader or thinking about becoming one, these are things that we would strongly suggest or consider. We'll leave links in the description below for each of them. The first of them is this, I don't even know if I ever say this right, BLUETTI Max Oak wireless charging. This thing is like a portable battery. It's pretty nice. We have a solar setup on our dog kennel that has solar panels and a bunch of batteries. This is basically just a battery, and you can plug it into your house, but it gives you DC and AC output, 120 volts, 300 watts AC between these two outlets. So we're out in our little tent here and we can plug it in. We use this BLUETTI for a lot of things on the homestead. We have a huge generator, but it's loud, and if you don't want to lug it around, you just need a little bit of electricity, still want 120 volts. Lots of things you can use this for. You just take it back home when you're done plugging in to recharge it. Right now it's got a full battery. You can plug in your phones, you can plug in 120 volts, you can plug in a solar panel to charge it, or you can plug it in your house. It's also got
the light.
A little flashlight on the back, a little strobe light. This is the input where you go to charge it.
I mean, even we've had it outside when we're working outside. I know you always don't need music, but you can take like a little Alexa or something, you can plug it right in and it will work. It's amazing when you do it that way. Like Carrie was out camping a few times and he needed to charge his phone.
Our wall tent.
Silly, but
our wall tent. This is nice to have out in the wall tent if you need any 120 volts to be plugged into it, charge your phones. I need it a lot of times for camera equipment, recharging my batteries and things like that. So if you do camping on your homestead or away from your homestead, these are great to have. We've also brought it way out deep into the woods. We're getting some rain coming down. That's kind of nice. We brought it deep out into the woods. I've got this chainsaw sharpener that's 120 volts and you plug it in. It's like a little Dremel. And I brought it out. I used that way out deep in the woods. You don't have to bring a big loud generator with in order to use it. And now in this new tent that we got, Jen's birthday's coming up. Leave a comment down below. Wish her happy birthday. We got this tent so we can get outdoors a little more. It's screened in. It's kind of nice. You can see our chickens back there and our goats. But we don't have electricity out here. Or do we? We use this. So this powers all the lights up here. I'll show a clip of the lights. Jenna mentioned Alexa. We have internet that reaches out here, Wi-Fi, so we plug Alexa in here. So we have music and lights all out here, which is kind of cool.
Ew.
And we can demonstrate some of the other things on our list to show you. So this was number 1 on our list, our BLUETTI portable power station. This is called an Ecofan. Actually, this particular brand is a Voda. There are no batteries. There's no cord, there's awesome. Nothing. You put this on top of your wood stove and the heat goes through here and this converts the heat into electricity, which powers that motor and the fan turns. So the power, or the heat from your wood stove actually turns this fan and it pushes the air around pretty nicely. I don't know if they're just anecdotal tests, but we've done quite a few because we have our wood stove in our living room and we blow it this way towards the living room, but my office is adjacent 90 degrees, so I'll aim it this way. And I tell you, after a couple hours, you can really feel the heat getting pushed around to the different rooms. So they sell these on Amazon. They're not too expensive. We had this one for 3 or 4 years and we really love this thing. So this is our second homestead gadget gizmo that we'd recommend. It's called an Ecofan or a Voda fan. They sell all sorts of kinds of these on Amazon.
Starting to rain pretty hard. Things are slamming.
They sell all sorts of kinds of these fans on Amazon. We'll leave a link in the description below for the one we bought. While we're on the topic of firewood, we do a lot of firewood. This seems simple. I don't know if you call this a gadget or what. I don't know. You get a mechanical advantage with this. Great way to move firewood. Put it in this little satchel, if you will. Got the nice handles, and you can put a ton of firewood in here and move it nice and easily. You don't get your clothes all dirty. These are really nice. I think we've got 2 of these. These are also sold on Amazon. It's pretty basic, but I don't know. We went the first year or 2 and we didn't have it. And we were using wheelbarrows and we're just
carrying it
put them in our arm, and you get dirt and dust.
It makes it so much nicer. And this is a heavy-duty one. We have had this for a while, and it hasn't had any holes or anything in it, so I like it.
It's great for the kids too. So Dad doesn't have to, and Mom doesn't have to move all the firewood. You send the girls out there with the little satchel, a firewood satchel, and they bring all the firewood back. So that's number 3 on the theme of firework. Let's talk now a couple. I need a nap.
He said firework.
That was on the theme of firewood. Now let's talk about the kitchen, the Homestead kitchen.
That was my Christmas present from him, and it's absolutely amazing. I love this thing. If you guys do not have one, you need to get one.
And we can demonstrate. Oh, I didn't even realize it was on. So she can cook out here now.
So I make a lot of bread and homemade things. Like we made homemade pizza and homemade bread. I made for one of our last videos, I made cinnamon buns. Oh my god, those
cinnamon buns,
they
tortillas.
were amazing. So this, obviously this is one of the newer ones, but you can get these, you know, on Amazon for a little bit cheaper. I bought it off the QVC, I think it was, but I mean, it comes with the glass jar. It's absolutely amazing. There's 3 things for this here. You can grind meat at the front up here.
That's one of the big things I like. We have a separate meat grinder. That's why we didn't get the attachment.
Right.
But for homesteading, baking is huge. And Jen, like she said, she's been doing a ton of baking.
Yeah.
We'll link to some of the videos. I'll show you a couple clips from some of those, but being a homesteader, making stuff from scratch, there's nothing tastes better than that. So
really,
that's why this is one of the gadgets and gizmos on our list. You use this thing all the time.
I do.
And if you don't have a meat grinder, you can get that attachment. You can grind your own meat. One more kitchen appliance for you.
My brother bought me this a couple Christmases ago.
Allow me to demonstrate.
And I absolutely love it. So you can make stews in here, you can make soups, you can saute. I mean, this can take like, what, this place of pans and pots?
It can take the place of so many different things. I know when we moved in our homestead, we had a pressure cooker, a slow cooker. Our girls love rice. Well, you can make rice on just a pot or a pan, but if you get a rice maker, it makes it so much nicer. We got a rice maker for Christmas one year.
Right.
We ended up having 20 appliances. Look, this does rice, it does pressure cooking. Here's the rice button. Meats and stews, soups and broths, beans and chili, poultry. It slow cooks, it sautés. Right. Pressure cooking is the biggest one. Put a big beef pot roast in there and pressure cook it.
We have, and it works really, really well. You can throw like frozen chicken in here even, set it for 12 minutes, and it will cook it, and you can make soups and stuff out of it. It's absolutely amazing. So this thing can take the place of a bunch of pots and pans in your house if you don't have one. It's an instant pot, and I've never used a regular pressure cooker before. This thing is so easy to do. When it's done, all you do is push this little button on the side, release the hot air inside.
Steam?
Yeah, the steam. And it works really well. So if you do not have one of these, I highly, highly recommend it. There are so many videos out there. We've done a couple videos on how to use this already with soup making. I believe we made chicken noodle soup, where literally I put
potato soup,
frozen chicken in here, and after it was done cooking, I put noodles in it. So I put everything in one pot. Yeah, and made everything for it.
Yeah, it's really nice. If we were to start homesteading over again or just buy our first house from the beginning, we would just get one of these. That's one of the things about being a homesteader that I wish we did better at, is being more minimalist. We have so much stuff. Pots and pans and slow cookers and pressure cookers and rice cookers. So many little appliances. This takes the place of all of them. Do I sound like Billy Mays?
Kind of.
Billy Mays here for the Instant Pot. We're not getting paid by Instant Pot. We just really like it. That's why we're suggesting it. So one more kitchen gadget. Let me make sure that's on screen.
This I absolutely love. It's not going to stick down now because I'm not on a countertop, but this pops down, and it's got like this what do you call that?
Suction cup.
Thank you. Suction cup on the bottom, and it sticks. But I do a lot of jellies and jams in the summertime, and this definitely cuts down on the time of
this is just a cool
peeling and cutting. It does it all for you. It peels it, it cuts it, it cores it, everything, so nothing goes to waste.
And we've used it for so many things. It's not like, oh, we just need to make apple pie, let's cheat and peel this. You've used it for apple sauce. You've used it for apple jelly. She does a ton of apple jelly.
Apple juice, which is pretty difficult to do.
Gadgets and gizmos and tools. Do you have the other part too?
I do.
This, it doesn't even have the sticker. I wore it off. This is my most used tool over the last, I'd say 10 years. I bought this at our old house and probably put through 1 million screws with this thing. We built 2 tiny houses. All of the remodeling we did on our homestead here. We built the dog kennel. We built the chicken coop. We built the greenhouse. We built the goat house.
Yeah.
All with this thing. Man, I love this thing. So I've got a little Phillips head driver in here. This thing just works great. Actually I bought one other one now because when we built the tiny house with Senior, my dad, we needed 2 of them to double our production. But you can put anything in here. What I really like is I'll put this in here, and if I'm going to change the brake pads, which I'm doing on our truck right now, you could use this, like a little impact driver, converts over for a socket. And we're doing like an assembly project, like with this thing. I used this yesterday. I needed a little Allen wrench. And so I got a little Allen wrench fitting that goes in here. So I got a bunch of bits and different fittings to go in here. But this is one of the most used tools on the Homestead, driving in a ton of screws, and it's been a great tool. So this was a RIDGID brand. I know Milwaukee makes a really good one too. I don't have any brand preference other than I know this is a RIDGID one that I happened to purchase at Home Depot, not because it was a RIDGID, just because they had it on sale. But like I said, this thing has been 7 years. You can see how beat up it is. All the labels are pulled off, but it works as good as the first day I had it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. We've had a lot of fun on the Homestead. It's getting warm out. We've been going on a ton of bike rides and kayaking. Jen, Alyssa, and I kayaked, what was it? Fox Lake.
Fox Lake.
We went to Fox Lake about an hour from here. My dad lives on it. And we'll show you a little clip. It was awesome. We kayaked out into the middle of the lake, and there's a house on an island all by itself. I mean, it was just a little tiny footprint. The island was just a little bit larger than the house itself. And an outhouse, obviously, because they don't have sewage on a little tiny island. Completely off-grid, obviously, because they don't have electrical running out there. Really cool. I wonder who lives on that thing.
I would love it.
We kayaked out to it. I've seen the island for years. I've never seen it up close. I didn't even know there was a house on it. I was hoping it was abandoned and maybe we could camp on it someday. So we explored and kayaked around it, and then we went and got lunch. We kayaked across the entire lake. That was a bunch of fun. And Jen and the girls and I have been going on a ton of bike rides too. It's really nice. Everything's turning green. I recently got a new lens on my camera, and we've been experimenting with that. Got some really cool pictures of kind of rural Wisconsin. So at the end of this video, we'll show you some of those pictures, and these are some of the best pictures I think I've taken so far with the new lens. You can see what it's like kind of living in rural Wisconsin with the horses and the cows and all of the nature around us. So at the end of every video, Homestead How, we show you our favorite homestead photos. We're also on Instagram, Homestead How, but be sure to watch till the end of every video because there's always some new photos at the end, and it's kind of fun to see what's going on in our neck of the woods.